The clock strikes midnight. You see everyone else cheer in the room. Everyone all saying cheers, Happy New Year's, right? And clinking their glasses together of champagne. And you tell yourself that this is going to be the year that you will set all the goals that you wanted to accomplish last year, and that you'll stick to them. You'll keep going until you reach full momentum, and that you'll hold it out until the end. But what happens is, you set the goal, a month rolls by, January, and then by the end of January, you're no longer doing it anymore. You forgot what your goal even was at the beginning of the year. Most people don't know how to set real goals that they can actually stick to. If this sounds like you, let me explain to you why the goals that you've been setting have not been aligned to what you actually need, and how to make sure you actually stick to them right until the very end. So the first mistake that I see so many people make is that they set goals that are way too broad. Your goals can't just be something vague like, I want to be more social next year, or I want to make more money, because these are things that confuses your brain. Your brain doesn't know what to aim at. It's like telling an archer to go just shoot at the field somewhere, right? There's no specific target. You gotta have a target. Because when you have that, you can actually measure what you're progressing on. It doesn't have to be hyper specific, like I want to eat 20 Big Macs while showering, but it does have to be specific enough to where it's personal to you, to where it's something that you can relate to without comparing it to someone else. So for example, I want to get buff at the gym. That's a really common goal, right? But it's way too generic. It's way too common to the point where you're going to end up comparing it to other people, because so many other people have that goal, have the exact same goal as you. But if you have it specific enough to where it's specific to you, that drives down the comparison. Let's say your goal is to spend 3 months reaching 85 kilograms on the bench press. That's a specific enough goal, right? To the point where you won't be encountering much people, if at all, that has that same goal as you. So then what ends up happening is that the only person you have to compare yourself against is you, is past versions of you, is your old records. The second biggest mistake that I see people make is that they pick their goals not based on true alignment. And what I mean by that is, let's say you're someone who your whole life trajectory is to get to medical school, and that's been your path ever since you were in high school, and you've been grinding towards that. And then on New Year's Eve, you suddenly spout a new goal that's like, I want to make $1 million by the end of next year. It's completely not based on your current trajectory. And what's going to end up happening is that new goal is going to end up sucking away all the energy that you could have spent on your original goal, your true life trajectory. And because it's sucking away all that energy, it's leaving you drained, and what's going to end up happening is that you're going to have to rely on pure motivation just to keep going with that goal, that new one that you just piled on, that you set at the beginning of the year. And at the beginning of the year, your motivation might be pretty good, but as it rolls on, what's going to end up happening is that you're going to lack the discipline that it takes to actually achieve your new goal, because it never actually aligned with your full trajectory to begin with. The best goals are identity-based. It's about, I want to become a writer. It's not about, I want to write a book, for example. And the reason why this is so strong and powerful is because it's about your own personal transformation. It's about your own self-growth and journey. It's not about what metric you want to hit. Although what metric you want to hit specifically is pretty important also, because it's a good way of being able to measure how far you've progressed. But when it comes to finding alignment-based goal setting, you gotta find one that actually signals your own growth. Don't chase what others glorify if it doesn't align with you. You gotta be able to ask yourself this question and answer it. Why does this matter to me? Because if you can't answer it, then your motivation is just gonna collapse under pressure. The third big mistake that people make when it comes to goal setting is that they bite off more than they can chew. And I think that the quote, most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year, but underestimate what they can do in 5 or even 10, perfectly sums this up. You can't sprint a marathon. You can't force or induce personal transformation. You gotta let it happen naturally as you go along. Just like how I'm not forcing this video to go on any longer than it should be, because then I'd just be rambling nonsense. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure to share your experiences down below. I'd love to read it and hear it. That's it from me for now. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.